I'm going to take you through my course structure first. Second, I'll show you some of the supports I built into the course to support students. And third, I want to look at activities that I use to try to connect to their lives. So first, here is the Canvas course I use. You'll see it's broken up into different components, specifically the modules here. This is where the main course content is. And in each module, you will see there's an introduction. There are some activities I built in where I'll do during class. You can see these two as examples here. Every module is connected to the chapter in the book, and you'll see I provide note sheets. Note sheets look like this. So students get these note sheets, and this is what I would use to lecture or what they would use to go through flipped homework assignments. And so I provide these note sheets for all the chapters. And so they have access to the note sheets. I have the video lectures. I post the lecture. So it's essentially me talking through the note sheets and explaining examples and concepts. So I put that into place there. You'll see if there are flipped homework assignments for those sections, they will also be listed here. And then I have online homework and written homework that comes from the textbook. I also post written solutions to the written homework problems. The online homework problems are connected to the textbook. And so that's the main structure of each module and the chapters within a module. You'll see an activity, introduction, activity, note sheets, flipped homework if there is. And so that's the general structure of the course, which includes, again, within the class time, quizzes, exams, and so forth. But that's what you would see in my course. Some supports that I build into the course, I already mentioned some. I include the written homework solutions. And so those are video solutions for every problem that I've assigned. And so students have access to that. You can see I've posted the solutions for the different sections. Another support I have is I have discussion boards for each chapter. And so you'll see, for example, chapter 3, question response discussion board. And so they have a choice of 4 tasks. You can see those there. And students post questions or respond to others. And so that's another support I have in the class, or I respond also. Other supports I have, again, I already mentioned the videos, the flipped homework, the discussion board. And then in the course information section, I post other supports, some advice on how to be successful in a math class, how to use effective study groups. I've given kind of an outline of what to do in study groups, how to best prepare for an exam, all the note sheets, the formula sheets, StatCrunch, which we use, that's the software we use. Video examples is another one. And so I began posting solutions to online homework questions that students have been asking. And so I have that organized by chapter. And so all these are also posted in my YouTube page, but you'll see I have explanations to individual problems, and I call it kind of the skill videos or homework videos, but I have that for every chapter. And so that's another support I have for students. Activities that I use to try to connect to their lives. Let's find a few. So for example, I have the Get to Know You post, and so that's how students begin. This is where they answer these 4 questions, post an image that best represents them, and so then I do an example for them to share with them what I'm looking for. It's my family, and then the students do the same, and that's how they introduce themselves to each other. So that's the beginning of the class. Other activities I use to begin at the beginning of class is Statistics in Our World. I have them choose a TED Talk from these playlists, these TED playlists, and then they briefly answer these, they address these prompts here, ending with an I wonder question. And so they pick from one of these TED Talks there. So that's how I begin the class. Other ways I try to connect to them are just, here's an example of what's a fair start. I use a lecture from a Harvard course. They take a few minutes. What's the right thing to do, it's called, and they answer some questions. This one focuses on income inequality and access to top colleges, and students answer some questions and then kind of connect it to the statistics and that we were learning about at that time. Another assignment that I've done, and I don't always do them every semester, I pick and choose. Other assignments, have them listen to podcasts. And so I give them a selection of podcasts and they answer some questions and look for variables and explanatory response variables within each of these. And I give them a list of podcasts from the Freakonomics podcast show. And so students choose some of those and then respond to those. Other assignments I have, again, trying to connect to their lives, is that they choose an article of interest and then they do a review and a critique. Again, I pick different types of articles. You can see a list of here. I try to pick different topics, but definitely trying to connect to socially conscious issues or social justice issues. And I still struggle with some of this here. As you can see, is it better to be born rich than gifted? And it's an interesting article about outcomes of those who are rich or those who come from lower SES but are gifted, and the outcomes of those individuals. And there's other assignments like that. You can see analyze data with doing statistics. They pick real data sets, life expectancy by race and other things here. And then data visualization, misleading access, about how you could be misled using data. And I use another course from the University of Washington to kind of introduce that topic, and then they use that. That's some of the stuff. That's it.